Good afternoon. It's podcast time in Austin, Texas. My name's Dave. Welcome to the Too Much Dip podcast. On this here podcast, we talk sports and other stuff too. But it's not just me. I'm going to host today, but I'm going to introduce a guy who's on the show every time, almost every time. His name's Dylan Shivery, or Chevere, as the car girl pronounced it.
Actually, she pronounced it Chevere.
Chevere.
Chevere. And I asked her to say it numerous times, as it turned me on every time she did so.
Straight up bricked up.
Yeah. Maricela.
Okay.
Shout out Maricela.
Yeah.
You know, I hate that I kind of had a Latin prediction going on just by the pronunciation y'all are throwing out, but I'm glad that my mental image matched up to the name.
Chevere is slang for cool in Mexico.
Oh, if you went by Dilly Cool, that could be a thing. I mean, I don't know if it works now since you're almost 40. No offense.
I don't think I like that.
As like a teen though, or like a college kid. Cool Dylan.
I am
D cool.
Sneaky cool too.
Cool D.
Yeah. Hey, happy to be here, man. KJ, what's up with you?
KJ.
Your boy is, cloud nine. Just happy to have another day here with you fellas. I was gonna say folks or gentlemen, whatever. I was going to come in here all shit hot. Like, I shouldn't be cussing this early in the pod. I'm sorry. But I was going to come in here very, very confident and excited to brag about a dad skill that I think I might be top 5% in the nation on. And that's childhood lunch design and execution. But then I realized I probably should wait until I get to the point where I'm taking photos of my kids' lunches. Because I don't know how you gentlemen feel or if you've ever been the one responsible for that, but there's not a day that Kai goes to school and doesn't pop up the lunchbox and go like, damn, 5 stars across the board.
Just good presentation.
He says, damn.
I hope so.
Well,
okay.
So we don't really have to worry about this as much anymore because where my son goes to daycare, they provide, which is really nice. Yeah. But back in the day, when I was on Rhodes duty every morning, Rhodes, my son, I was making his lunch, and it always felt half-ass. Like, I was just like, I would chop up some pineapple. Like, here's some pineapple he'll probably eat. Oh, here's some lunch meat that he's definitely not eating. And then maybe some guac. He does eat the guac. You put the guac in one. And you're looking at it and you're like, there is value in this, nutritionally speaking. Mm-hmm. But this just doesn't, this feels half-assed.
I may embellish the voice and the judgment. It's like a blind, chopped feeling that I get when I'm knocking out breakfast. Like, I could be on season 2 of The Bear. I'm just saying, it's that kind of pressure cooker I put myself in the 10 minutes to get out the door. But the whole time I'm like, this lunch is going to go to school. His teachers are going to pop open the little, I don't know what you call the lunch boxes that have bento box style, dividers in them. They're going to pop that bad boy open. Teacher's going to be like, did you see what Kai's dad sent with him?
That's really what you're doing. You're trying to impress the teachers.
What's really helpful is when your child is able to communicate with you. And so when you get your lunch back, at the end of the day, and you open it, it's like, oh, yeah, 12% of what I made him. He must have hated it, but he can't tell me that himself. Now, my son being 8 years old, he's like, hey, can you put this in there? Because the other stuff, I don't like it. Can you stop doing that? I'm like, okay, that's fair. Thank you for letting me know. Feedback is really helpful sometimes.
Yeah, communication is key in this relationship.
Yeah. So, what I'm trying to say is your lunch game is only going to get stronger as your kid gets older.
He's developed a palate that is very, very prone to peanut butter, which I love because peanut butter is easy. I like peanut butter. Everybody likes peanut butter. We're all on the same page there. I know this guy.
It's my favorite thing ever. So yeah, you could say I like it.
Daycares are a no nut center usually.
That's right. But at home, peanut butter is the go-to. If he's freaking out, you offer him a little peanut butter, he's good. Starts every morning with one of those squeezy yogurts, a little Greek yogurt thing. Every morning. It's great because all I have to do is twist the cap, but not completely off because he wants to do it. He's at the stage where he yells, no, I do it. No, I do it. Like, all
That's
right,
good.
dude, I freaking know.
I got to see a little Rhodes action over the weekend, real quick, but I saw him.
You saw? Oh yeah, he got to witness his daddy have a real fun meal, a real fun flauta meal.
Yeah, Dave got flautas. He had a lot of fun at dinner.
It's just
one
a
of those
fun
meals.
order. Just fun. And he was just over there housing queso.
Yeah, I tried to dap him up. He's like, "Nah, fam."
Queso is bait to him. He loves queso. He like craves it.
Respect.
We'll get home and he'll be like, I want more queso. We're like, we can't just eat it all the time.
Just feed me queso.
Oh my God, we should
just give me queso.
paired with some wine. Okay,
No.
Sorry, we're mixing bits. Hey, this here's a podcast, folks. Thanks for subscribing. Next week, it should be noted, we don't have a show. Maybe if something pops up, we'll do a bonus show. But Monday, we're not in the office. Monday is the 3rd, and then Tuesday is the 4th. So there are no pods, no washed pads going off on Monday. Just letting you guys know. Or Tuesday for that matter, unless someone's doing a pre-recording one. But who knows? That being said, go follow us on social, Instagram, Twitter, Too Much Dip Pod, Too Much Dip Podcast. You'll like it. The people are liking. It's trending in the right direction. People like memes. We do memes. We post clips there. Shout out to Randy and Cool Adam for helping with the clips. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. We're gonna do a plug off the top. We need to grow these socials, these personals. At DC Ruff on Instagram, at D Carter Ruff on Twitter. Dylan, plug yourself.
At D Shivery on Instagram and Twitter. That's CHEVERERE. A lot of E's.
KJ, your complicated name.
At KJ Ellis, ones is the L's. Simple as that. Also, shout out to the listeners, as I will soon be having conversations with, I believe, the spouse of a listener regarding my next living options next year. So, it's a two-way street here on Too Much Dip Nation. Hop in those DMs if you got something constructive.
Look at that. You linking and building?
Trying to. We'll see.
Very cool.
Still in the 24-month option period. So just need to get out ahead of things before winter comes.
I got you. Do you guys mind if we start off with some news that's hot off the presses? I won't say it's breaking, and a lot of it's speculation based, but I think we're going to get the Jets on Hard Knocks.
How are we feeling about it?
I think this is the best outcome, right?
It seems, I know that they just obviously signed a very veteran quarterback. It seems like a young, fun team. You got Sauce, you got Garrett Wilson, some other guys.
There are some other guys.
And then you got
Zachy Wilson.
You got the old vet A-Raj. You got Zach Wilson, that's right.
You got that dynamic. He got
he's
smoked.
still there, right?
He's still there. Yeah, so per a league source, this is from NBC Sports, the Jets are bracing for the preseason Hard Knocks assignment, despite making known publicly and privately their lack of interest in serving as the focal point of this year's show. Well, I don't think a lot of people realize you don't really have a say. You're going to do it. There are a number of teams. There's criteria. Were you guys aware of the criteria to be on Hard Knocks?
Tell me what the criteria is.
The exempt list, I think I knew of.
Under a formula developed several years ago, the teams that can be compelled to do it include those without a new head coach, those who have not been to the playoffs in either of the last 2 years, and those that have not been the subject of the show for the last 10 years. Interesting.
Did not know.
I didn't either. So the Jets, they can't decline.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Have we had the Jets or Giants at all ever?
Don't believe so.
I guess we might have had the Jets because we got the
Rex Ryan Jets?
Maybe Rex Ryan, but I'm blanking on his name, the safety who goes to the facility and the door's locked. You get that gift thrown out there every now and then.
Oh, yeah,
Jamal
yeah.
Adams, I want to say.
Jamal Adams, yeah, that sounds right. I don't know if that was hard.
But either way,
Yeah.
like not recent. I'm just curious.
2010 Hard Knocks, the New York Jets with Rex Ryan.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. All feet.
May have been a little. Oh, okay. That's fair. He does have a foot fetish, which I'm not judging. Did you see that girl on 6th Street rolling around in horse poop?
We don't know her.
We don't
Randy
know her.
might, but we don't.
Having not listened to today's Circling Back, my bingo board for the day was just one square, and it was that photo. So I assume that square it can be checked. And, you know,
We touched on it.
back-to-back Wash Media pods where apparently first 10 minutes, according to David, of that one, you also talked about Hard Knocks minus a letter or two.
He's talking about boners.
Yeah, you did bring up owners within the first like 45
I
seconds.
just
of
wanted
the
to get out in
episode.
front of it. There's a group text that somebody on the show might be in. And he was strangely silent yesterday. He didn't really weigh in either way. But
I was very, very occupied with under the weather, 13-month-old with snotty nose all day. So I was just not in an ability to defend myself against any allegations or really establish where I fall on the above or below the Mendoza line, if you will.
yeah, I was surprised to see that the general rule or the average is 11.
Way
We're talking about
above my pay grade.
times a man typically gets becomes erect, fully aroused.
That's
in a day.
It's a 20s game in your 20s.
Sure.
That
My
makes me
thought.
feel so much better. I was terrified because I just didn't even know what to say because I didn't know what the others had said. I missed that part. So
My
I was
only
like, I'm not keeping up.
my only thought was that I just thought double digits was in play. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm out there putting up big boy numbers.
I got high tea. My name's David Ruff, podcaster. Shut up, dude.
Okay.
No one cares.
I legit said, like, maybe I need to go re-up my Nutrafol. Like, is that the secret?
Yeah. I mean, somebody's telling on himself here. Look, you don't expect Dylan to be the low T guy, but earlier this morning on the Circling Back, he did come in. He said 2 a day. And I just thought 2 was a little low.
I said 2 to 3 on average, excluding morning wood and excluding like when you actually are
Morning wood's in play.
stimulated by
As is that.
the female form.
Yeah, you see, you're applying a random
I'm talking no reason
anecdote.
boners.
Yeah, and that's not part of the inquiry here. It's just boners in general.
You said it didn't include morning wood.
No, I said it does. I said it doesn't include the ones that you get while you're sleeping.
How do you even know about those?
I don't know, fucking science.
Okay. well
Talk to a
that-
doctor.
Literally.
Then that'll change my numbers.
There you go. There you go. This guy's trending in the right direction. This tea's, I can feel the tea coming back up. That doesn't really have anything to do with this segment. That's what we call going off the beaten path, if you will.
Oh, come on.
Did you guys see?
Okay.
Did you guys see where Aaron Rodgers was advocating for psychedelics, ayahuasca, at a conference in Denver? A lot of people making jokes about this online. I think mainly because the cast of characters. Jaden Smith was there for some reason.
Linebacker, Cowboys.
No, the other Jaden Smith. That's Will Smith's kid, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
feature. Yes. Can't remember the name of the movie they did together, but
But
I guess I should say Karate Kid.
are there still people out there who like see this and they're like, dude, Aaron Rodgers, what a fucking clown. Like, he's fucking advocating for psychedelics to treat depression. What a fucking idiot. What a piece of fucking shit.
That take 10, 15 years ago would give them some criticism for
100%.
sure. I think now it's like
I think 5 years ago.
I think science backs it up now, right?
It does. And I saw some snark, and I get like Aaron Rodgers is polarizing for a number of reasons. And he says a lot of stuff. And he, like many people who have done ayahuasca, when they talk about it, you're kind of all right, cool. We didn't need this level of detail. But it's a good thing. It's a really good thing that he's doing this. And I don't know. I know this is something that happened like last week, and it made the rounds. We're a little late on it, but I did think that was interesting. But cool. I don't think he deserves any criticism for it. Criticism.
I think that it's not an entirely original thought, but Goodman typically says that Cheech and Chong are one of the worst things to happen to like the pro legalization weed movement. Like those are the worst not characters, but like you don't want them being your spokespeople. Yeah, that you don't want that representation. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is bad. I think that every body that Aaron Rodgers has associated with during this period of his like life is not helping him out. Like, you say what you will about Joe Rogan, think what you will. Like, I'm not here to state an opinion on him, but like a very polarizing for a lot of reasons figure. Maybe you're the heir to the Fleshlight fortune. That's
he was there too.
A very polarizing figure.
He was there too.
Associated with. So I don't think Aaron Rodgers alone is the problem. I think it's that you get Aaron Rodgers plus this cast of characters.
KJ, I'm really happy you brought that up because you did tie this together with something that we said had nothing to do with this segment when you mentioned polarizing. I just want to say props to you for making that connect.
It's a stretch.
David.
That is a stretch.
No,
Not
stretch.
10
That
times a
doesn't
day
count if you
but that's a
stretch.
stretch.
Doesn't count if you stretch.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're allowed to stretch.
Yeah.
People stretching happens, but it's just it's inflating numbers. It's really hurting the game.
Yeah, Aubrey Marcus is the one interviewing him here, or they're sitting together talking like panel interview style.
A Mark?
Yeah. It's the whole culture around it that I think it turns some people away.
Yeah.
It's like you go get a weird tattoo and you stay in a cabin, alone. It's like that whole I don't know.
It's cabin culture.
Maybe so, man. I don't know. Plus, you hang out with goofballs like Aubrey Marcus. It paints you in a little bit different light.
Would it make you?
What he's saying at its core, I think, has a lot of merit.
Would it change your mind if instead of a cabin, it was a cottage?
If it was a cot, if we're talking like a nice
made of cheese,
tranquil little cottage somewhere. Now we're talking
made of cheese. With cottage cheese, famously a high source of protein.
Right. Which
it's a culture of sorts.
Regurgitated cheese.
Do it for the culture. Do it for the cottage culture. Oh.
Nothing I'm going to say is of any value. I don't even know what to. I can't add anything.
No, we've done nothing. I don't even know if we've advocated for this. That was kind of the intention, but here we are.
Oh, I'm sorry. The ayahuasca. What would you call it? Like
ceremony. Journey?
Like the group, whatever. The conglomeration of people interested in ayahuasca. They were really on to something positive when like the visual representation was hot lady goes to Tulum, and has an experience. I think people's eyes drew to that. And then a lot of the talk afterwards was like listening to 90% of Miss Universe pageants between like 95 and 08. Like you weren't getting anything as to the why or anything selling you on it beyond that. So getting Aaron Rodgers to be the follow-up to that act, I'm not there yet, but I'm certainly not standing in anyone's way.
I'm perfectly fine and actually do enjoy listening people describe their experiences. I think it's interesting, very cool. But, that's where I draw the line. You know me. You give me one CBD, that's all I need. Shout out to Early Bird. Use code BACKER20.
Backer, actually.
Oh, just Backer. My bad. My bad.
Thinking of Roback, of course.
Oh crap! They all run together with the codes. Hey, what if I hit you with this code? It's a code for Muggsy. Our good friends at Muggsy. They're back. They make the most comfortable jeans, chinos, shorts, and joggers ever. I'm gonna ride for their t-shirts. Mentioned it earlier. In my rotation, top 3 t-shirt is a Muggsy t-shirt. It's fantastic. You told me I look like Scott Disick in it, which I took as a total compliment. Fantastic stuff at Muggsy.
Their bread and butter, of course, is the jeans, the most comfortable jeans you're ever going to wear. They have the summer Cool Max ones that I've yet to get my hands on, but they're apparently even like lighter and cooler than the regular jeans, they're already impressive enough as is. Very comfortable, hold up well, fit perfectly. Love them.
Frankly, Dylan, they're the best thing to happen to legs since chairs.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? The guys at Muggsy have one mission in life: give every guy the confidence to walk blindly into their closet, reach out, and know whatever they pick will have them looking good and feeling even better. That is a good place to be. There's nothing worse than running a little late, kids running around, farting around, doing what kids do. You're looking in the closet for something and you got nothing. That's why very, very thankful for Muggsy. It's fantastic. The Cool Max denim, like Dylan said, it's like air conditioners for your legs.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to tell you, as a guy who had to wear jeans over the weekend, I needed my Cool Max. I'll be straight up honest with you. I needed them. I opted for a different pair, and that was a very dumb move because it's
You're an
very
idiot.
hot
No
outside.
offense, but you're an idiot.
I am an idiot. I love the joggers. I love everything. Go from the backyard barbecue to the bar in one swift motion all summer long. You could go from the boardroom right up to the discoteca. Head to Muggsy.com and get 10% off now using code BANG. That's 10% off some of the most premium jeans, chinos, swimwear, and shorts on the internet. Muggsy also offers free shipping and returns, so there's absolutely no risk in giving them a try. If you're in Chicago, Boston, D.C., or Austin, Texas, make sure you head downtown and check out their storefront as well. Easy vibes every time. Enjoy a beer while you shop, or just go to Muggsy.com and use code BANG. It's baseball time here, huh? The 24 and up club, KJ. Explain.
This is not the sign that was outside of Dylan's house in college. That's
Come on,
rude.
man.
Delete that.
That's
Over
not
the
a bad.
weekend.
Yeah, I was younger. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure.
That could have gone way worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, hand up. He was into older women. Zig when they zag.
I was into women my age. I mean, frankly.
Same birth dates only. Yeah, over the weekend, we had two wild-ass baseball scores. First off, the Angels became the first Major League Baseball team to score 20 runs across 2 innings, beating the Rockies in Colorado 25-1. The wild-ass part about it to me is that Ohtani was only 1 for 7 on the day, left 5 on base. He had 1 RBI with that one hit
Is he washed?
that he did have, but just... Is he holding him back? Do they need to drop him in the order?
I think they need to move him now while his value is like not completely tanked. They should probably just dump him for like a couple prospects to Texas. Yeah, that was a fun score. That's always a fun when you open up the ESPN app and look at the box score and you're like, oh, Rangers had a game like that. Maybe it was 2 decades ago against the Orioles, if you'll remember. I think they put up like 30, but it was definitely not across 2 innings.
Still holds the record, I think, for most runs
At some point,
without extra innings.
do we know how soon the Rockies went to a position player?
I do not. I know their starting pitcher through 55 pitches. I think he was there through 3 innings, maybe. Yeah, through 2 and some change, because all hell broke loose in the 3rd and 4th innings. So when you pop up the box score in the 4th inning, it was 20-0 at that point. I think it got all the way up to 23-0, or maybe 24-0 before the Rockies added 1 on the board.
Dylan, you
Before it finished off
famously
25-1.
you famously played some baseball in your day.
Yeah.
What's it like if your pitcher's out there getting shelled and all you want is a pitcher and instead you get a belly itcher?
Right. It's totally different experience. I was gonna say, playing baseball. I went to Anderson High School. We played in a very poor baseball district. There are a lot of games like this. We were on the winning side of it, thankfully. There comes a moment that you just get really you don't feel great about what you're doing to the other team. The guys out there just throwing his heart out, and you're just shelling his ass like you got a young Dave out there, and you're just you're just absolutely unloading on this guy.
I shouldn't be the face of getting shelled. I just shouldn't be.
It weighs on your conscience a little bit. These guys are obviously professional athletes. It's a very different situation, but being on the losing end of that, I can't imagine that that's any fun at all.
Yeah, so you've never been
No.
on that side of
I've
it
never taken a beating like that before.
because you stepped in, you Mark Wahlberg'd it. You were like,
No, we were good. We were ranked first in state my senior year for quite a while, actually.
okay.
So we were just.
And I
running.
imagine there's some
We were
run
running
rule
teams.
situation in baseball in
There
high
is,
school as well. Like,
But you have to get to a certain inning before it actually kicks in. So
Oh.
you can get up 25 runs, and it's the 3rd inning. You're like, fuck, we got to play like 2 more, and you just feel bad about it.
Probably baseball dumb guy question. Aside from just embarrassing the pitcher that's out there and assuming that he's not having a poor performance due to potential injury, like at what point do you just say, hey man, just keep at it?
To the pitcher?
Yeah.
Just fight through it.
You know,
I think
we're losing anyway. I'm not cutting into the bullpen.
We
like
need
sending
you to
in
eat some
backups.
innings.
I think you'd have a frank conversation with them. You're like, look, we're running out of arms here. Just try to throw strikes. Let's get out of here. Don't try to, don't try to do too much. We're going to rotate some guys in so you don't throw your arm out, but just try to throw strikes. Let's get out of here, kind of thing. KJ dropped, but yeah, those aren't fun games for anybody, really.
Yeah, they are fun if you happen to catch one on TV and you're home that night or whatever, and you just pop it on and you just watch. If it's your team, it's so fun.
I would try to use games like that to pad my stats.
100%. Yeah,
We played. There's a team in our district called Reagan, and they were not good at all. I think my junior senior year combined, I was probably like 22 of 24 against them. Just really padded my stats. Let's see if we can get KJ.
22 of 24 is pretty good.
I'm telling you, it was just.
Wait, so
it was batting practice.
You batted like 950 against this
I may
team?
be exaggerating a bit, but games like that really were very good to my batting average.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Getting KJ back in the mix here. Yeah, we haven't even really talked College World Series. I feel like from like a character front, personality wise, there was the Virginia guy a couple weeks ago who had a fun interview, but it's been a little quiet on that front. On the
LSU's got some characters on that team.
LSU's got some characters, and they're the favorite. They're favorite today.
The guy that hit the game-winning home run, game 1 of the championship series. That guy's a character. He's got kind of long hair. He's got some chains sticking out. And but yeah, you're right. Yesterday, obviously, Florida tied up the championship series with an absolute shellacking. They beat LSU 24-4. And we got the deciding game 3 tonight.
LSU could win the College World Series with a -6 run differential in the series. Speaking of run differential, it should be noted that the Angels did lose that series against the Rockies over the weekend, despite that. Yeah.
What is their problem?
They're just not good.
They have two
They don't have good
generational
arms.
talents in that offense.
Yeah.
And one of them is also a really good pitcher.
That's another good point.
And they just stink.
Yeah. I don't really have a dog in this fight. SEC, it just means more. It is kind of nice seeing a good series. I think everybody, I don't know, early on, I think LSU's always been the favorite, and I think people thought they were going to have a pretty easy path. So it was nice to see them get humbled a little bit. Any word on KJ? Oh, I love when that happens. We can talk about a baseball story that happened last week, and it does hit a little close to home.
I was going to mention that Jack Caglianone, I think his name is, just became the all-time leader in home runs, called D1 home run leader within a certain era. Because they've introduced different bats throughout. In this current bat era, he is the home run king at 27.
Okay.
No, he is more than that. I should have probably been more prepared to give that statistic. But anyway, congrats
That's okay.
to that guy who hit just an absolute fly ball that the wind carried out of the ballpark last night to give him the lead.
Oh, yeah.
He did.
Metal bats.
He did.
KJ, what's up?
All right. Sorry, I missed that. Whatever.
Well, I wanted to bring up the home plate controversy from last week, as it did hurt our little Texas Rangers. And then we had another incident, I think out around San Diego way, the next night. But I don't know how familiar you guys are with what the home plate rule is and what exactly happened. Of course, with Jonah Heim, the Rangers catcher, who appeared to be behind the plate or to the side of it in exactly the location you would want a catcher to be to not block the plate and not create the risk of injury. We all saw it happen to Buster Posey many years ago. But upon review, when the Chicago White Sox reviewed it, they said no, he was blocking the plate illegally.
To get that call wrong live would have been really bad because he was clearly not blocking the plate. To get it wrong after a review is absolutely one of the most inexcusable bad calls I've seen in baseball, maybe ever. It was that poor.
Yeah, you're echoing.
I don't understand
Bruce Bochy's sentiments as well. He said as much, but Apparently, the crux of the rule it is not when it is. It's not when the runner is sliding into home. It's whether while the catcher is waiting to field the ball being thrown home, if he's blocking the plate because it can alter their base path. So basically, as soon as it was Elvis Andrews, by the way, rounding third, and Heim was to the side of the plate or in front of the plate, on the plate actually, and then as soon as he got the ball, he backed up to the side behind the plate, tagged him out, obviously. So it's just a very very confusing rule. Says a catcher shall not be deemed to have violated Rule 6.01 I2 unless he has both blocked the plate without possession of the ball or when not in a legitimate attempt to field the throw, and also hindered or impeded the progress of the runner attempting to score. Does that give you tired head at all?
Anytime you start quoting sections and subsections,
Mhm.
you go into your legalese, it's just like, I get it. But hey, you like, just name it. Name the rule. Like, that's where football gets some things somewhat correct.
You also have to exercise a little common sense in situations like this. Did the catcher make any attempt to block the plate at all? The answer is clearly no. And not only that, but when the guy slid in, when Andrews slid in, he had a clear path to the plate that was not impeded whatsoever by the catcher. And I just don't get it. But what are you going to do?
Ultimately cost the Rangers the game as it was the go-ahead run in the 8th. And that was the one game they lost in Chicago. So who knows? It was a tie ball game at the time, obviously, and you don't love to see it, but some clarity. I'm still not sure what is more confusing, the home plate rule or pass interference. Pass interference might have a little bit more subjectivity involved, but who knows? What, KJ?
How will they ever recover from losing that 0.006% of their season?
Mhm.
That's not accurate. I don't know why. Actually, it is accurate.
It was a long
162
season.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plenty. Hey, a lot of baseball to be played. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they say. KJ, did you have anything on the College World Series? We just touched on a little bit.
No.
Dylan hit us with some
I think I
stats.
overwrote my notes there, so I feel like if you read those, people know all that I had to say.
My take, my non in the weeds take. Does it feel like there weren't as many like fun college baseball wild ass characters this time around, or have I just not been paying as much attention? I was pulling for
LSU
TCU.
had them. LSU had them. Wake Forest was a fun team to watch. Florida, I don't know how, but I missed whatever their games were to get to the World Series final. So I can't really say much about them up until this embarrassment the other day. But LSU's gotten a lot of primetime TV time. I think they were picked to be that team going into the season. And, if they pull this off, then preseason rankings were correct. So they're a fun team to watch. It doesn't hurt when Livy Dunn's just sitting behind home plate somewhere signing autographs for, dads and uncles around the country. But
Is she over there risen up dads and uncles?
she was at one game. I don't know that she's there regularly, but it began to go through my head of like, if you're ESPN, why not cut the check? Like, what stops you from saying like, this is your Marlins, man, except for there's a reason for her to potentially be there. Cameras are going to go to her and people would tune in if they're like, oh, Olivia Dunn's behind home plate. Like, that's going to get screenshot and shared a zillion times. Like, how far are we from like micro influencing college sports with college athletes? Like, that should happen.
No, I'm all for more Livy.
I'm still getting the running back real quick.
Oh, okay. I can see where this is going. I don't know how deep into the NBA draft we want to get, but I do think we would be doing the listeners a great disservice if we didn't talk about how hilariously huge Wemby is, which I think people knew.
It is shocking.
But when you see him with former Spurs greats such as the Admiral, David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Sean Elliott. Okay, I guess I'll great in quotes there. It's hilarious.
This picture is wild, and everyone is pointing out, of course, why wouldn't you, that David Robinson, of course, center, listed at I think 7 feet, might be 6'11". Tim Duncan around the same height as David Robinson, and he is truly towering over both of them. I think I'm the only one who pointed out that Manu Ginobili, by far the smallest guy in this picture and looks like a child next to Wemby, is 6'6". Like, there looks like a 14-inch difference between he and Wemby. It's truly wild.
Manu's kind of getting smoked in this picture. It's basically like me trying to take a photo with Klein's wedding with his friends because I was legitimately the only person under 5'11" at this thing. I was the shortest guy there. I'm like 5'9"-ish.
A few of them are 6'5" plus. It's a little humiliating at times.
I was employing the Michael Weiner tiptoes method on a number of occasions.
No shame.
Just let you guys know that. We got surprised at all to see Wemby went number 1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm surprised they made Tony Parker stand on a chair to take this photo. Like, that's the only thing that blows my mind. Is like, where the hell is he at? He's French too. Like, why isn't he like all over this?
Yeah. I don't know what kind of relationship he has with the Spurs organization these days, but fairly uneventful draft. Don't need to. Like, I could tell you,
we're not going to go pick by pick.
I can tell you about the Mavs and Derek Lively and trade with OKC and picking up another pick in the first round, and like they filled some needs. Derek Lively, if you watch Duke, which you probably watched a little bit of Duke, you know his game. He's a center. He's a tall lad. He's no Wemby, but we don't have to get into it. I'm happy I like it when the Mavs take the draft seriously.
I 100% agree with that. My only complaints, and I think in the past I've come on the show and said, I'm not a fan of College World Series. It's too complicated. It's dumb. I feel like an idiot. Here I am probably two years later. It wasn't that difficult to realize double elimination and how it played out in College World Series. I'm okay with it now. I probably have complained about U.S. Ryder Cup scoring. We'll continue to do so. It's still dumb. Match play scoring, dumb. Nothing shines a light to the NBA draft, trade protocol, and free agency rules. Because, this goes back to the Mavs. As you mentioned, the Mavs traded a pick, blah, 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 picked a guy. But, like, the trades don't really happen for a week and a half after the draft. And the player has to wear the hat of the team that he was drafted by, much like Luka wearing Atlanta Hawks hats at his draft and Trae Young wearing a Mavericks hat. Like, if we know in real time, just execute the trade as stated. Like what are you doing? Falling over yourself to be like, nope. This is the Thunder's pick. Like, if they know at the time that's being announced, like Shams knows 20 minutes ago, figure it out. Like, it's just annoying. Like, other than that, all I can say as a recap is, Mavs did get Lively. We talked about possibilities last week. Like, they didn't get Anthony Black. They didn't get Grady Dick. I was hoping they got Black or Dick, one of the two. But the way that it fell, they were able to do more with their offseason by going this route. So
when you get done with these shows and you go to your family, do you feel good about what you've done?
Come on, KJ.
Do the run it back thing.
We can't even respond to that. Nothing we can do with that. It's just out there.
You actively make the show like harder to do for your pod mates, your pod partners.
I mean,
look how proud. Oh God, this guy.
It's getting to the point where I used to not really care what I was wearing to daycare, pick up, and drop off. Like, the concept of having to take truck nuts on my vehicle somewhere in public does not shine a light to like the thought of, what if these people who think I'm an upstanding human being were to hear some of these podcasts? And I'm like, I probably should clean it up or not. Who knows?
I'm not going
Whatever.
to.
Well, I've started off 2 shows today with Boner Talk, so a ship sailed for me a long, long time ago. But mine was science-based. It was a science-backed thing, and I'm just asking questions.
We probably should have prepared. I should have thrown the photo of Grady Dick, his draft night fit, in the rundown. Maybe we can do that in Sports Party. I'll add it because that deserves some attention to get back like on somewhat of a serious angle. He absolutely won the internet. So.
I'm gonna formally request that, Randy, when you make the graphic for the show today, you use Draft night Grady Dick, or G Dick as he's known.
No one calls
Oh,
him G.
man.
Someone's called him G Dick.
God.
His name's Grady. Okay. There were some trades.
Off-season hype. We're going to be gone 2 weeks. There's a lot of trade rumors. Did John Collins go to Utah? Is that official?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't. I just saw
for
this
Rudy
pop up.
Gay and like a second, I think. But yeah, and
That's
and
it?
The Twitter's having a lot of fun. Segments of Twitter having fun thinking about having to go from Atlanta to Salt Lake, which it's got. You know,
Oh, it's like from South Dallas to Southern Wisconsin.
this guy's on fire. He's operating at a very high level.
Mm.
Oh,
The
KP.
only,
No, it's a fair comp.
well, that's what I was to say. That's the only other trade that I feel like is worth a little bit of our attention. The free agents, we can let those happen. We'll talk about it when we get back.
KP in Boston. I don't know if that does anything for you. If he could stay healthy, I'm sure he'll be a fine addition to the lads in Boston. Do you think the fans will embrace him? Do you think in Boston? Do you think they'll?
Kristaps?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know. I'm just curious if that's the type of player that.
The Southies would really enjoy seeing put up 20 and 10 every night.
I'm going to
Yes,
enjoy
I
them
think
saying
that
his
they'll be
name.
Big Kristaps guys.
KP, yeah.
Fucking KP.
Fucking
You see him last night?
Zengus. Now the
I
real
watched
one.
The Town recently. You're welcome.
Yeah, Marcus Smart ends
ahead.
up on the Grizzlies. Chris Paul to the Warriors. What does that do for you? Does that get you excited for a little West Coast basketball?
If I was a Seth Curry fan, I'd be sad. Like, what is like for why? Like, I don't get it. Obviously, Jordan Poole's number was going to be a lot for them to keep. Not like it's that much different from Chris Paul's, but man, I don't like it.
Jordan Poole had quite the run. He was a substantial part of a championship team. Then he got punched in the face by his teammate in the offseason.
And clearly hated him ever since. They have
Yeah.
there's shots of him just
Yeah.
like turning his back on him, like hates Draymond.
And then they got rid of him. It's just a real.
Well, he got tremendously H in between there too. We
there was
forgot
some
about that,
horniness.
Yeah.
We got to note that. It's just part of it. No, I did see the note that the Warriors played at and this is kind of the Warriors game. They played at the 6th fastest pace last season. Always a fast-paced team, you know. They got a lot of cutting. They like to move the ball, push the tempo. Chris Paul, if he's not the slowest, he is the 2nd slowest point guard in the league as far as pace. So it's for me, Dylan, it's a juxtaposition between the two.
He's a bit long in the tooth, Dave, which is a slang for
What's he, 38, 39?
Correct.
yep. He's both those ages,
Maybe.
which is really old.
If you're a Grizzlies fan and you upgraded from Dylan Brooks to Marcus Smart, like you've got to be fucking thrilled. Like you had great value Marcus Smart before, and you've got the real deal now. Like kudos to them. That's a huge win by the Grizzlies.
Yeah, I hate that move as someone who's in the West and has to deal with the Grizzlies. I really like Marcus Smart. He's a DFW guy, right? Where was he?
Flower Mound Marcus.
Flower Mound.
Yeah, the
Up around
West or
Louisville
whatever
way?
the division, central division of the West is going to be interesting. You've got Wembanyama. You got to think the Mavs went with a 7-1 center that can move to address that. Assuming Chet Holmgren is anything up at Oklahoma City, having White Wemby in the division isn't a bad thing if you're an OKC fan. So
Are we calling him White Wemby?
I've read it somewhere officially.
Somebody-
Riding it till the wheels fall off.
I do like how we've been saying Wemby up until you just dominated us and said the name, his last name correctly, that we were all too scared to botch. Mainly me.
Wembanyama? It's not like saying Giannis's last.
I know,
name, which
but
I
like
still have no idea.
when you look at it on on the screen, it does look daunting.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know that I could say it if I would have looked at it. I can only kind of, on the fly.
It's a duality of man.
Zion, mix it in there.
I think every
Anyways,
Spurs fan,
that's NBA talk.
if not overtly, is probably quietly worried about the longevity of Wemby in guys that big with their big feet, and it hasn't gone historically well for guys like that. Hopefully he bucks the trend, but it's a concern.
It's a concern. If it works, it's going to work really well.
Yeah.
That's all we're going to say. And if you could get, 4 years out of him,
Yep,
get you a couple titles, bring you back in on the Spurs, Dylan.
you treat it like a running back.
I'm ready.
You look like you have a six-year window to go all in on how to maximize this guy's 19 to 25-year-old window.
Man, you talk about going all in. I've been going all in on Academy Row gear. I'm rocking the shoes right now as we speak. I wore the shorts to the gym.
I'm rocking the shorts right now. I'll be wearing them to the gym later.
Are you?
Yeah.
That's very cool. Very cool.
From there, who knows where I'm going to wear.
I thought you looked good today.
Thank you.
For getting in the zone or just out for the day, Row is a collection of on-trend closet staples made for whatever you're up for. It won't weigh you down with loud neons, oversized logos, or impractical fabrics. Row, that's R-O-W, includes a classic color palette and inclusive tailored fit that'll always be on trend and versatile enough for errands, dinner, or a low-key evening, which we all love. The collections feature shorts, pants, joggers, polos, t-shirts, long sleeves, and different mix and match colorways with sizes ranging from small to double XL. We did a live stream where we smoked some ribs and we kind of messed around, throwing the football and moving around, being active in Dylan's backyard. We looked great, and we had just gotten the clothes, and we weren't really sure. Like, okay, I guess we'll throw these on now. Phenomenal.
They're a heavy rotation for me, not just to the gym, but like I said, I can wear them to the office. I wear them all the time. I have 3 pairs of those shorts, and they're just heavily in the rotation right now.
You got the hidden pockets. You've got the sweat-wicking fabrics, the tailored inclusive fit, the tapered styles and classic silhouettes for all body types, but the tonal palette. Mix and match and create a look, or pair it with your favorite pieces. Moving throughout your day doesn't require a wardrobe change. Each Row item is made with soft materials and comfort-first fits, designed to make you look good and feel good throughout the day. If you're looking for reliable staples at an accessible price point, then shop Row, sold exclusively at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Visit academy.com/Row, or just go to Academy Sports and Outdoors, a location near you. There's probably one close to you, and it's a fun store. Everybody loves Academy. Academy.com/Row. That's ROW. All right. Ooh, is it party time?
I believe we're already at the part of the program where we party and talk sports at the same time.
Interesting. I've been looking forward to it. KJ notes that it's hot dog eating contest season.
Hey, that reminds me. Are we still entering in Randy in the corn dog eating contest down the street?
If he's up for it, he's kind
He
of
is.
hurt now.
No,
It's
he
kind
is.
of interfered with his training. Is that how you hurt your throat, Randy? Just shoving hot dogs down your gullet?
I actually updated his job description, and it now includes an annual corn dog eating contest right down the street. So you have to do it now.
Just means once a year.
It's okay. We'll be there.
I'll pitch in.
What's up with the chestnut?
Yeah, we're a week out or so from the Nathan's famous hot dog eating championship. Something that is a part of most of my 4th of July's. It is great background noise. I would say relative to like a Shark Week, it typically delivers because, it doesn't do too much. 30 minutes an hour total. The contest is 10 minutes. Get in and get out, be tactical. Everyone knows at this point it's a little tired, but it's still a spectacle that Joey Chestnut is everything that contest is. I happened to wander upon his major league eating profile today. It's just ridiculous.
Oh my God.
He holds 55 world records across 55 disciplines. And I wanted to ramble into, I think you should leave skit here, but whatever. Including chicken wings, long form, 182 wings in 30 minutes.
Look at the hard-boiled
76
eggs.
hot dogs.
I didn't mean to cut you off. I got really excited. I think the hot dogs are like one of the least impressive things on this list.
Hard-boiled eggs. You thought you were good.
He
This
had
guy's the GOAT.
141 hard-boiled eggs in 8 minutes. It was 10 years ago he did that.
Is he slopping them up
Doing
first?
it-
Are you dunking the hard-boiled egg?
That has like it's hard to eat those quickly because there's the consistency of them.
You get the yolk, the dried yolk.
You
and
get
it's
dry mouth,
yeah.
and it's like
It's
that
not
is- holy shit.
It's not objectively poundable, the hard-boiled egg. That is for sure.
Oh, okay.
Just saying.
Doing a quick skim of this list, like I don't know that I even want to put us on the spot to say like, do you think you could even attempt any of these? Not beat him by like no frame of the mind, but like,
Dude,
I don't know that I could survive 10 minutes, 28 pounds of poutine.
he ate 45
Of what?
poutine,
Ah,
45 pulled pork sandwiches in 10 minutes, 103
That's-
Crystal burgers. That's a brand, right? It starts with a K. Crystal burgers.
Yeah, like White Castle.
in 8 minutes. I assume they're little guys, like little slider
Yep.
size, but still 103 of them.
It's a lot. The man is a monster. Major league eating. It's been around long enough to like be respectable and have some organization. I looked at their top 50, ranked number 50. Gentleman from North Texas. They quoted his lifetime earnings as a major league eater at wild guess. I think it's about 10 years he's been in it. Maybe not 10 years, but whatever. Just wild guess what the 50th ranked eater has netted.
$40,000.
1,300.
$300.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
And like their bio talks shit about him, like compares him to being to like Mark Messier. He's like Messier's made millions in his career.
Oh, that's
This guy,
little
on the other hand, $300.
Nobody talks about the pay gap in competitive eating versus other sports. Maybe that's something we should get behind.
He
We need
set
to organize our competitive eaters out there.
one of these records he set in Austin.
Oh,
He had 27 HEB True Texas Beef Brisket Barbecue sandwiches at Circuit of the Americas in 10 minutes.
that's just a fucking gangster right there.
Oh,
Damn. All right,
4
Chestnut.
hours to get out of there.
Yeah, not a fun spot. Hopefully they had a helicopter for him. God, can you imagine getting stuck in that traffic after you just ate all those brisket sandwiches?
it's happened to me once. I just had one brisket sandwich, and then I wrote an article about it later.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We remember. Hey, we're getting some more American Gladiators content, KJ.
I'm a little bit upset. Like this is a Dante's Peak volcano situation here. I guess a better comparison would be O.J. Simpson documentary drops on ESPN, and then you get one over on FX or whatever at the same time. I hate when this happens, but it happens more frequently now than ever. Netflix doing basically everything that we and others said that the other documentary lacked. All of the other notable names, all of the stories about steroids, and like saying this was a terrible idea. It looks like this one's going to be spun into a series on Netflix. So I'll keep an eye out if there's anything of value to bring to the show. Like, we can chat about it.
Okay. Depending on where I'm at
Comes
with
out
Love
this
Island.
Wednesday.
Okay. Oh, damn. Okay. You want to finish with Zuck and Elon, or you want to talk 7 on 7 real quick?
We'll skip the next one. Next one, shouts to anybody who attended, played, or participated in the state 7-on-7 tournament. Yeah, it's
Mike
it
Roach.
probably deserves more time. I will save that for when we can talk a little more high school football, because 180 plus teams from around the state going into College Station in 100-degree weather. It's a pretty cool thing.
Mike
let's
Roach
do
was
Zuck.
there. You know
Absolutely.
he was just finding dudes.
Mm-hmm.
They call
Discovering
they
guys.
call him the Kingmaker.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hey, Mike. Zuck and Elon.
Dylan, I feel like this is all you.
It's okay. The chances this actually comes to fruition, I'm putting it less than 20%.
Dude,
I would like to see
would've
a
thought the
billion.
same,
Would
but-
like to see a billionaire nerd fight. I just don't think it's going to happen. I do think, even though he gives up about 80 pounds to Elon, I think Zuck just wipes the floor with his ass
So
because he trains.
here's what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
And the latest I saw was Chael Sonnen, former UFC heavyweight, Bellator. Chael. He said that Zuck called him, which I'm like, okay, hold on. He said Zuck called him and said, hey, we're doing this at UFC 300, maybe April next year. Dana's talking about it like he wants it to happen, like he's going to make it happen. I just don't see, other than Zuck being like getting to show his training off. I just don't see why Elon would ever in any world accept this. This is such a lose-lose. Even though he is the bigger guy, I don't know how they would get the weight differential fixed. I mean, is Elon about to cut 50 pounds?
You lose a fight to the world's most famous dork. It's not a good look. And you consider the fact that Zuck actually trains and like takes this somewhat seriously. He knows some ground moves. He knows how to throw hands a little bit. You're setting yourself up for embarrassment, and that's one of the main reasons I think it doesn't happen. I don't think Elon.
Well, what did the shareholders?
That's what I'm saying. There you go.
You don't have much to gain here.
It would be bad. There's like no positive outcome. Like if this was tied to UFC 300, all of the other fighters would protest. They would bitch and moan about how this like makes a joke out of what they do. This would have to be like the Puppy Bowl equivalent that's like exclusively streamed on Twitter. Like I wish that these companies had some sense of direction to be like, hey, you know what? We're going to bring back Periscope, exclusively stream it there. Like I'd be like, you know what? I will sign up. I'm interested.
You know, you say that, and I think you're right, generally speaking. But if you're a fighter who's on that card and you talk about visibility, because Dana said it would be the most watched fight of all time, which I don't really know if that's – I don't know if that's a card I'm paying for. Anyway, you're getting a lot of visibility, and if you're you know, have a title fight that night and you get a cut of the pay-per-view buys, that's pretty lucrative for the handful of fighters on that card. But I don't know.
I don't talked about. It would not be the most watched. Like this would be the equivalent of the match in golf. Like on paper, yeah, people should love those things.
This would suck. It would just
I guess that's coming up soon too, huh?
You're not gonna, is it? Yeah, they've been doing so many of them. I don't even keep up with it. It's kind of lost its punch for me. This would end up being like just so boring because it's not going to be like two guys like striking, which is what people want to see. It's going to be all on the ground wrestling and just rolling around jiu-jitsu, and it's not going to be particularly good. It's not going to be good at all. And it's like just bad jiu-jitsu sounds terrible. And I have no desire
to see them do like a quarterback skills competition from like the NFL Pro Day or Pro Bowl days.
Yeah, the quality of what we're going to be watching, if this happens, is going to be poor. You take away who they are and their net worth and their influence. It's just a couple of dorks just fighting and rolling around, and it's not going to be entertaining. I could be wrong. Who knows?
Well said.
Lastly, I do have the 2023 match, which is 3 days away from happening at the Wynn, Las Vegas. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce versus Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. Probably why you haven't heard of it because it includes no professional golfers this year.
Yeah, these don't do much for me.
Okay.
I sound like a Debbie Downer, but I haven't watched a single one of these yet. I feel like I haven't missed much.
Who's playing with Steph?
Steph and Klay, Pat Mahomes, and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, that's going to be bad. Klay he's not a personality guy. Steph, not much either. Kelce, kind of cut from the Gronk mold of like fun party guy, but I don't know how much he's got, like follow him around for 18 holes or whatever.
11 handicap, Klay Thompson 12, Pat Mahomes apparently 7.7, Steph Curry 0.1.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's scratch.
Very good guy.
He can swing it.
He can swing it, he says.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that concludes the sports party.
Callaway guy.
He is a Callaway guy. We kind of
Shout out to our old connection there.
Need a new 3-iron. Dylan, care to run it back for
Yeah,
us?
we got a quickie today. Running back, of course, a segment during which we talk about what we already talked about. Just give us queso.
Oh, my God. Take me back. Take queso.
Dave brought up boners in the first minute of circling back today, and then again within the first few minutes of too much dip.
Mm-hmm.
KJ suggested using sex appeal to get viewers to watch baseball. And finally, KJ shocks the world with another forced aggressive sexual reference later on in the episode. And that concludes Run It Back. The big, the big and the other one. I'm not going to say.
I don't know.
Dick. He said blank dick or dick blank. He said it, not me.
The
I'm not
man's
gonna
name's
put words in
Anthony
anybody's mouth.
Black.
Anthony Black. He played at Duncanville High School.
Okay.
Light skin,
Hey,
surprisingly.
fun stuff, man.
What? I was hoping he would slide to 10. Just saying. He didn't. All right. Well, that was a fun show.
Yeah.
Look at us. Just about an hour. Very cool.
Very sick.
No show next week. Unless something popping comes off, we'll maybe do an emergency one later in the week. But we'll be back week after next. So until then, everybody have a very nice 4th of July. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.
When my team wins a big game, it's good. But when my team doesn't win the big game, you better look out, Buster. I'm a loose cannon. This is not good at all.